Ambra, when we first met, was last year,
Yes.
during Design Miami. It was the second time that Design Miami took place. And there was also a very nice venue in the Elisabethenkirche and Theater Basel. But now you changed the venue, and yeah, it's again quite impressive. But why did you change the place?
Well, we felt as though this venue was somewhat tailor-made to what our needs were. The fact that it's one ground and that the sponsors, the designers, the gallerists, the exhibitors, I mean, absolutely everybody that comes to partake in the show as well as the audience basically consume culture and buy impeccable design from different periods. It's a 1920s building, and it's just the best venue we could have ever wished for to have our show in. And it's just lyrical, you know, there's this incredible cupola that allows for a lot of light and air to circulate, and it was an ex-vegetable and market factory, vegetable and fruit market.
Yeah. I think it's the biggest dome made of concrete in Europe, or one of the biggest.
Yeah, it's the third biggest dome in Europe. So it's actually quite striking, and most of the exhibitors actually, that was their biggest response, was really to the space. Participate in an exhibition that was taking place in such a magnificent building.
I think it's also a little bit more easier to set up a specific exhibition architecture than at the other venue.
Absolutely, because there's more of a neutral background. There's this very clean, brutal, concrete background where you're not playing up against features that are very specific. Like in the church, it was very dramatic backdrop, and it was very interesting to see contemporary pieces of design tackle with like neo-Gothic features of architecture. At the same time, there's something quite beautiful to see these pieces all interact with a space that is just encompasses it and really acts as a more neutral platform, although it does retain this very striking and real strength to the space in and of itself. Yeah. And I think also a lot of local people are going to be very interested to see what the venue's like inside, because it's been closed for many years, and so that's also exciting, the fact that there's novelty within novelty. You know, you sort of expect locals to already know everything and be aware of all the spots. But the fact that we're opening up for the first time the space of the public also to local people in Basel is quite interesting.
Yeah, yeah. I have the impression that the fair grew. You have more exhibitors now, and you also have the expanded the program. Is this true?
Yes, we have. We have 20 in Basel. Last year we had 17 galleries, and this year we have 23. We've added on 2 gallerists that specialize in architectural models and drawings. We've also added a gallery that specializes in glass, Clara Scremini, and we've added on somebody who starts before. We had limited, the departure point was post-war, and now we've gone to turn of the century, and Yves Macot is representing much earlier period.
Do you have a curatorial board who decides which galleries you present?
We do. We conceptualize sort of where we want the show to go, and then we have a board which is constituted by some of the dealers and of museums, and then amongst ourselves we try to understand how we can expand, although keep it very regulated and very early pieces of design, and bring on all of a sudden 6 galleries. We'd really want to have only the best and have that almost a larger playing ground, so that it really becomes a very strong combination and always the best of the best. And you know, aside from the new galleries that we've brought on, I think that the most interesting part of what's going to happen this year during the show is we have these designers that we've invited to come and actually perform design and unveil the process that is behind design. So curators and directors of museums and journalists to actually see how these objects are made is quite a revelation and quite a surprise. And those performances will also be coupled most times with video, which is also something that we were very surprised that each designer that we So that was actually very interesting because we never thought that we would have to. We just didn't expect that there was going to be such a high demand in video presentation. So a lot of interactive, a lot of performance, and it's going to be a show that is in constant motion throughout the week. There's going to be something happening each day that is not happening any other day. So it's not the sort of classic standard fair where you walk in, you look around, and what is there you'll find again tomorrow and the day after that, but it will be a different performance by a different designer. So Max Lam is going to be working with sand, Martin Bass is going to be working with self-hardening clay, computer project. Tom Dixon is going to be making
Is it a micro machine?
the
what
extruder.
Is he actually building something then with this machine?
Yeah, the machine actually is going to be producing this. It's like a glue, like a cohesive glue, and he's going to be making different because it's in the moment. And Martino Gamper has a wonderful bedroom by Gio Ponti set up, and he's going to be with these original antique pieces. So, you know, that's in a way, because if Gio Ponti knew, in fact the show is called If Only Joe Knew, you know, it'd be kind of scary, but it's a very interesting project, and Martino is a phenomenal designer, as well as Paul Coxage is presenting video, and this lamp, the styrofoam lamp, and Kiki Van Eyck is going to be drawing in her studio, and Front, our designers of the future, won the award this year, so they're going to be doing a presentation of their existing that we commissioned, and the theme is magic, and so a lot of the pieces are magical in the sense that you're not quite sure how they float or.
But you mentioned already the laptop project. I think that's also quite interesting because then you move a little bit to the almost political area with this. What's not so common with design or design show.
Yeah, we felt as though, although we really do focus on limited edition design, we felt as though it was interesting to show the extreme opposite and how limited edition is fabulous for what it is, and so is mass production, whether it's furniture or mass production of computers, and how people benefit from both worlds. And in this case, it's a fantastic project in the sense that it allows for children and grown-ups alike to connect throughout the world in places that are really underdeveloped, and it gives them a huge, you know, in the middle of the Sahara Desert or in the middle of the jungle, and the schools are going to be equipped with them, and it's really only a government distribution, so it's not something that you can actually buy. It's a phenomenal project, and Eve has worked, I think, for about 3 years on it, and it's really ready to be launched, and it's going to be launched here in Europe for the first time. There's been a lot written about it because it has done so much for the world, and we're very honored to have it.